In this video, I'm going to teach you how to create an online course step by step. If you want to know the A to Z of online course creation, then this is the video for you. I'm just going to basically walk you through all the steps that you need to know and consider as you're creating courses online. So now let's get into it. Okay, so let's start off by looking at what exactly you're going to be learning in this training. Well, first and foremost, I'm going to give you a step-by-step roadmap, which will show you the exact steps that you need to take so that you are clear on how to move from course idea and get to profitable course launch, the exact steps that you're going to have to follow to get there. And then secondly, the number one tool to use, which will save you time and will save you money when you're starting your course launch business. A lot of people think about courses and they just think that it's maybe just creating the content, for example, video content, and then bang, money starts coming in. But there's a whole framework that you're going to have to set up, for example, like the website and maybe some emails. I'm going to talk about all that later on. There's one tool you can use. Then number three, the fastest way to get students to pay you to create your course. I say that correctly. They will pay you to create your course rather than them paying you after you've created your course, but you actually get them to pay you in advance. And so that usually helps, especially if you want to start making income from day one. And so, yeah, that's basically what we're going to be discussing. Okay, who am I? My name is Malaba, and I help entrepreneurs launch and scale online businesses by using online education. I've worked with a couple of different clients from different parts of the world, and I've helped them to get different levels of results. And what I did there is that I put an image of results that we got for one of our clients recently over a 6-week period. We've got a program that we're actually running, working with different people to help them launch their courses. And then this is what we got over a 6-week period. And I put it there because this is a result that I'm very proud of and excited for my clients and excited for our business. And so obviously results are not typical. I can't guarantee that you get something like this. You can make more, you can make less. It just depends on a whole lot of different factors. For example, the price point of your course, the market that you're marketing to, and a whole lot of other things. And I'll be covering most of those things even within this training. But other reason why I actually put this image here is there are two types of motivation that people have when they're creating courses online. First and foremost, people want to make money online, which is a good motivation. There's nothing wrong with that. The second one is that people want to make an impact. You need to be clear on what is motivating you, what's moving you forward. And why you need to be clear about that is because it doesn't matter what your motivation is, but firstly, you need to realize that it's going to take time and effort. There's nothing that just happens overnight. I know you've heard of people who are maybe overnight successes, but the truth of the matter is that yes, you can become an overnight success selling your course. Suddenly you make $1 million, you do $1 million launch. That's amazing. It's been done before, but there's a lot of work that comes before that overnight success happens. And I'm going to be taking you through some of the work that you need to actually go through. It can be done. A lot of people are doing this. A lot of people are succeeding. And so my job as a coach, as a person who is teaches this and helps people to achieve such results, my job is to make sure that you know what you need to be doing. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to have to do is start off with your course idea. And I'm not going to talk much about that because the fact that you are saying that you want to create a course online, I have got an assumption that already you are thinking or you already have an idea that you want to run with. So now I'm going to take you through the process of how exactly do you know whether that course is going to be profitable, whether it's going to work out for you or not. Point number 2 says discover your ideal custom avatar. If you have got an idea of who you want to work with, or this is the course that I want to create, the next thing is that you have to consider is who exactly are going to be my customers. And so an ideal customer avatar represents like your perfect customer, the person who you know that if I sell to them, they're going to say yes. This is the person who wants or needs the exact course that you are creating. They are actually willing to remove money. And one challenge that a lot of course creators usually have is that they come up with ideas that this is the course that I want to create. But it's a whole different story when someone else now has to pay. you have to factor that in. Are people actually willing to pay for my course before you actually create it? And that's one of the reasons why I'm actually going to be teaching you later on one of the methods to actually get people to pay you first before you create your course. It's one of the ways that you validate whether your course is something that is worth putting your time to create or not. And the best way to measure it is whether people are paying for it or not. So this one single person is who you're going to be thinking about every step of the way as you create your course. In other words, as you are thinking about creating your course, your mindset is on this person who we call your avatar, or an ICA, your ideal customer avatar. You're going to be thinking about them all the time. Okay. So the easiest way for you to find this avatar is you can look in groups, for example, on Facebook, where they hang out. Like if you're saying that I want to create a course, maybe let's say it's on graphic design, or a course on whatever topic, where do such people hang out? Obviously, there are Facebook groups that are particular for such people. What you want to do is that you want to join those groups and then just begin to investigate and find out, okay, what type of questions are these people asking in these groups? What type of interactions are they having? Then you want to identify people who are in your niche that are influencers. Who are the top influencers in your niche? If you're saying that you want to sell a course on graphic designing, for example, I gave that example earlier on. Who are the influencers? Who are the people that when they talk about graphic design business, people pay attention and people listen? You want to find out who those people are. And then you want to watch like their social media. What type of interactions are they having with people? What are people saying on their Facebook pages or in their groups, if they have any of them, like that? And then you want to consider something in your ICA. What type of person are they? Are they married? Are they male or female? What age group are they? What profession are they? What level of education? What blogs or websites do they frequently visit online? The reason why you're asking all these questions is because you want to come up with a type of person that you're targeting. You don't want to create a course which is for anybody. You want to create a course which is specifically for a specific type of person. Because when you find out who that person is and you actually give them a name, it makes it easier for you to actually target them and get your content, like your promotional content, your marketing content in front of them, and convert them more easily into people who buy your course. So what blogs or websites do they frequent online? You want to find that out. And then who do they follow online? What type of books are they reading? What podcasts are they listening to? You want to get into their mind to understand where they're coming from and what it is that they're trying to achieve. And then the next thing is like you want to consider what's their biggest pain point. And one of the reasons why I'm talking about like visiting podcasts that they follow, or maybe some people that they follow and stuff like that. These people, if they are succeeding in building an audience of your customer avatar, it means that they are actually hitting the pain points of your avatar. If someone is consistently drawing a particular audience, it means that he's able to give him or her are able to give that audience exactly what they need or what they want. There are particular pain points that audience has that that person is actually reaching. So what's their biggest pain point? What frustrates them the most? What keeps them up at night? And what transformation are they actually looking for? Right. These are things that you just want to consider when you're looking at your customer avatar. And then the goal is for you to become so clear on whom you are serving, so that you know exactly what you need to do or what you can do for them. That's one of the steps that you need to take. So that's like your avatar. The next step is you need to validate your course idea. Remember, I said that the first thing is that you have to come up with an idea, right? Once you have got your idea in your mind, you then look at your customer avatar. Okay, for this idea that I have, these are the type of people who are most likely to buy from me or want this. So before I actually go and create this, I need to make sure that I validate that they are actually willing to pay. So here are just 3 ways that you can easily validate. The first one is, have you taught this before to paying clients? That's the easiest way for you to validate. If you have sold what you want to now sell online, but you have sold it maybe physically, or you've sold it one-on-one, you've sold it to different type of people, and there's a market for it, that's a good indicator that this thing might actually sell well online. The second one is, are there other similar courses available out there? You want to make sure that there are people who are actually selling your type of course online. And I know it might not make sense at first, because if other people are selling the course, doesn't mean that there's competition. Competition is actually a good thing, because it shows you that there is a market for it. I'm very wary of courses that are in unique markets, unless maybe you have discovered a unique market which is about to just blow up, and then everyone's about to jump into it. That makes sense. But usually if you are in a market and you are by yourself, one of the things that you need to realize is that chances are high that you're not the first person to think about selling that thing. Probably there are other people who have tried it and they have failed. They didn't succeed in that thing. Therefore, they left it alone. So you don't want to be the person who is trying something that everyone else is failing. So you want to be very considerate there. But also at the same time, take that with a grain of salt, because you might be the first one who might discover a whole new niche that no one has actually tapped into. So you want to just consider that. Then the next one is, if there are no similar courses, are people at least paying for information in that field? For example, if there's no online course on whatever particular topic that you want to focus on, are people buying books about that? Are people actually getting one-on-one coaching? Are people investing in education form? You look for different areas in which people are buying. Are people actually buying information about that? If people are, then it shows you that perhaps this is a good idea for you to create a course specifically about that. And so these are not the only ways to test, but they generally just give you an idea of whether your course will sell or not, validating your course. Okay, and then step number 4 is you want to choose your course name. You want to make sure that you're choosing a name that people will easily identify with and will be willing to actually pay. So here are a couple of things that you can just consider. Okay, first and foremost, make it easy to remember. You want to create a name that is just so easy for people to remember. Okay, yeah, there's that course about this, especially like when they're trying to solve a problem. And I'll give you a couple of examples before I move on to the next point. The next one is use keywords that your audience will immediately recognize. If it's a graphic design course, I expect that there's something about graphic design in the name. If it's a course about accounting, I expect that there's something to do with accounting in there. Or whatever it is, but make sure that the keywords that people use. And one thing that you want to think about is, like, when someone is going to maybe Google to search online for particular information, they use keywords. So you want someone, when they're searching for you, maybe online, or maybe they're searching for you on YouTube or wherever, because of the keywords that they use, you actually pop up. Thirdly, is the name interesting? Boring doesn't sell. You want to make sure that your name is actually, it makes people to actually think. For example, if I say, learn how to build online courses course. Okay, yeah, it says what it's about, but I can change that name and maybe make it something like that, like maybe 0 to 6 figure course launch. I'm just giving you an example. And of course, I'm going to just share some more valid examples as I move towards the end of this point. But I'm just trying to show you, you don't want to make it boring. You want to make it enticing. You want it to be something that people will be like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. I'm very much interested in that. And then the next one is, does it tell potential buyers what my course is all about? You want to make it an obvious name, so that when people actually read the name of the course, they're like, oh, okay, this is the graphic design course that I need to buy, or this is a course on whatever topic that I need to get, because it's just so obvious to your buyers what exactly this is about. And then the next one is, it must resonate with your ideal customer avatar. In other words, when they read that course name, they must realize the need that they have for what you are selling. They must be like, yeah, I have been thinking about this. And just here, a couple of examples here at the bottom. Double your dating. This is an actual course by a man called Eben Pagan. And this one is what I call like the result focused name. And it resonates with the customers. That's what I like about it. It double your dating, especially if you're someone who's maybe struggling with relationships and dating. The fact that it says double, okay, I'm not getting any people right now. Maybe I'm only managing to get one date per month. Let me double it. Okay, the next one is social media marketing in 20 minutes per day. This is by Stephanie Schwab. And this is what we call the specific outcome focused course. There is a specific outcome. What are you going to get from this course? You're going to learn how to do social media in 20 minutes per day. And then the third one is Zero to Launch by Ramit Setinam. I'm not sure if I pronounced that properly. And this one is more of what we call a journey course, whereby you're going to be moving from zero to launch. And this is part of what I do myself. I move people from course idea to successful course launch. So these are just examples of how exactly you can come up with your course name. Just choose what makes sense to you, and then just come up with your course name. Don't spend too much time on it to the point or the extent that you are taking 1 week or 1 month to come up with a course name, and then you're not doing other things that you should be doing, like some of the stuff that I'm talking about here. But you want to just make sure that you just get that done. Then the next step is that you're going to have to outline the course. What exactly is your course going to be about? And so here's some of the things that you need to consider. What's the name of your course? And we've already just looked at that right now. What is the problem that you are solving? What particular problem are you solving? You don't just want to have a course that is available. People don't just buy because something is available. People buy because it's solving a particular problem that they have. And then the next thing is, what do you promise as a result? Right? And one practice that's good for you to implement is to like put your, you come up with what we call like a promise statement. For example, you say, in this course, you're going to go from feeling, which is their pain problem before, to feeling, which is what happens after they've encountered your course and experience the particular results that your target audience wants. So you just want to sit down with yourself and just think about it. Okay, how exactly are they feeling right now? One of the challenges that I noticed, the reason why I keep coming up with the graphic design course idea is because that's the field that I was in earlier on before I started helping people to launch courses online. And one challenge that all graphic designers face is finding new clients. So if I'm creating a course for graphic designers on how to build a graphic design business, I can create a course which sounds something like, in this course, you go from feeling fatigued and burnt out from finding clients to feeling excited and ready to go because you've got a whole list of clients, and experience more clients than you can take care of, selling your services at a higher price point, being able to go for holidays. You just come up with it. Obviously, you come up with a whole lot of different ideas, and then you fine tune it until you come up with this perfect statement that you can say to people. But I hope you're just getting the idea of what I'm saying here. And then what are the 4 to 8 steps your ICA will need to take to get the result you are promising? These will be your modules. After you've come up with the name, after you've looked at the problem that you're solving, what is your course promise? Then you look at, okay, how can I help them to achieve my course promise? How can I help them to achieve these results that I'm saying they can get? What are the steps that they need to take? Okay, step number 1, they need to do this. Step 2, step 3, step 4, step number 5. Those are going to be your modules. And what I encourage you to do is don't overwhelm them with content, but only focus on the things that will get them the best results. There's this mindset that people have that the more content I give out, it means that people should pay more. Not necessarily. The more value and the more results you can guarantee people, the more they will be willing to pay you. People don't want to spend 20 hours learning how to do something. People will pay you premium pricing if you can teach them how to get a very specific result within 1 hour or within 30 minutes. They'll be more willing to pay you because people are worried about the time. They don't want to be spending too much time on learning new things. People end up giving up along the way if your course is too long. So you want to make sure that it's nice and short. And that's why I recommend between 4 to 8 modules. That shouldn't be too long. Okay, then step number 6 is pricing your course. You need to then price your course. And basically, you can't know what to charge before you are clear about what you plan to sell. For example, like I was talking about the modules right now, that what exactly is going to be included in the modules. And this is important because when you are clear on what you're going to be selling, it's easier for you to come up with a price for it. If I'm going to be teaching people how to make $10,000 per month in their graphic design businesses, I can't sell my course for $20. I hope that makes sense. I can't sell my course for $100. It has to be a premium course. Why? Because I'm getting them a bigger result. They're going to get more value after what I have taught them. So therefore, my pricing is affected by exactly what exactly I plan to sell to them. Another way that you can find out how to price is you want to check out your competition. What exactly are they doing? Go online and look for your competition. What courses are they selling? At what price point? Because you want to benchmark yourself against them and then build your business with a similar model. Why? Because it's working for them. You don't want to invent the wheel. You don't want to do something that is not tried and tested, but you want to do exactly what you've seen other people doing and they've succeeded. Then next, you want to consider how you want to position yourself. Do you want to position yourself as someone who sells cheap courses? Do you want to position yourself as someone who sells premium courses? Or you want to put yourself somewhere in between there? Those are things that you can consider. Then also you want to look at who exactly do you want to work with. The type of clientele that you attract is dependent on the pricing that you charge. For example, if I charge, let's say I'm into web design and I'm charging, let's say $50 or $100 for a website, the type of people who I'm going to attract are people who are just looking for cheap things. They're not willing to pay. They probably will be frustrating you. They want the best quality, but for the cheapest price. But now, if you get people who are willing to pay, let's say $2,000 to even up to $15,000 for that particular website, you know that they're going to give you all the information that you need. You know that they're going to be very specific, but they'll be result driven, and the job will be completed because they have more investment in their money. They've got more skin in the game. They are more committed to the result that they want. Whereas someone who wants to pay cheaper, they want everything. They want everything that's nice and shiny, and they complain a lot. They talk a whole lot. I don't know if you've ever experienced that, but that's one of my experiences. You attract who you want to work with based on your pricing. If you want to be pricing your courses at very cheap prices, those are the types of people who are going to be coming to you. And usually if someone is willing to pay just $20 for a course, the level of commitment is not really that much, because they might just buy 10 other courses, and which means they're doing 10 courses at the same time, which means they might never complete your course. They might never get good results. It's not always about just making the sale, but you actually want your students to actually get results as well. And then consider the level of results you can guarantee. What level of results can you guarantee? Like I gave an example earlier on. If I can guarantee my clients that I can help them to get 10,000 US dollars every single month, or even more than that, I should be able to charge more than someone who is just saying, I will help you to create posters and flyers and logos. Someone who just does that, I don't know how much they'll charge for their course, but it's not equally the same as someone who is guaranteeing you that I will help you set up your business such that you're earning 5-figure income every single month, guaranteed. Okay, so just moving on to the next one. Choose your recording strategy. You want to choose your recording strategy. And so even before I just continue with that, I'm very, very curious, so that I know exactly how I should be creating content for you. Does this, what I'm saying, make sense to you? Is this bringing value to you? Do you need me to slow down? Do you need me to explain more things better? Or am I doing okay? Just let me know in the comment section so that I can be able to, in the next videos I'm going to be creating, I'll be clear on how exactly to create content specifically tailor-made just for you. And also, if there's some other questions that maybe, or some things that I'm not touching, please let me know in the comment section so that I can be able to reply you and give you the answer that you need. Okay, then the next one is choose your recording strategy. By recording strategy, I'm talking about how exactly you're going to be presenting your information. There are basically 4 ways in which you can do that. The first one is by you talking directly to the camera. For example, the way that this video started with the intro, it was just me looking at the camera with a nice clear background, and I'm talking and I'm just teaching. That's just talking straight to the camera. It's as if like you are in a TV interview or something like that. Then there's what you call screen recording, which is exactly what I'm doing now, whereby I'm recording my screen. You can see me right there by the corner, but then I'm using, whether it's slides or I'm using a document or anything like that, just to explain different stuff. And there's a whole lot of different ways in which you can do this. By the way, today I chose to use a Word document or a PDF document. Normally, people use what you call it PowerPoint to make these amazing, beautiful presentations. I wanted to do that to make this presentation world-class and amazing, but it was taking too long. And I prefer giving people value rather than taking so long without giving them value and then showing up when they already have found the information somewhere else. I felt a strong need to create this content, so that's why I'm just sharing it. Forgive me if you're looking for a PowerPoint presentation, but I hope there's value in this. So the next thing then is PDFs or documents or just written content, whereby you can create a course that is maybe a series of PDFs that people will be receiving. They just download the PDFs and then they read through it. And so that's another way that you can actually set that up. And then the other one is audio, like a podcast. You can maybe create some audios and then people will just be listening to the audio and learning whatever it is that you're teaching. So you just need to decide what are you most comfortable with and then stick with it when you're creating your course material. And then moving on to the next one, record your course and edit it. You want to record your course and edit it. And then, so there are a couple of recommended tools some things that I recommend that you need to have if you're going to succeed in selling courses online. First and foremost, it's a laptop or a desktop with a webcam, something like I'm using here. This current laptop is, I'm using just a laptop, Core i3, it's an Acer, and the camera is 720p. I'd recommend you get 720p and above. 720p, HD, full HD, 4K and above. Those ones would work very, very well. And it has to have a working microphone, right? So that you're able to record just the same way that I'm recording from my laptop right now. You also can get some other equipment if you want. Like for example, you can get a DSLR camera or a Blue Yeti microphone. A DSLR camera, something that just allows you to record full HD video. That's exactly what I was using to create this intro and most of my other videos. But here for this particular video, right now what you're watching, I'm using like my laptop. And then the Blue Yeti microphone is a standard that's mostly used for podcasts. People who do podcasts all around the world usually use the Blue Yeti microphone. It will give you a better sound quality. I actually have one myself, but I'm not currently using it because my office setup is a bit different today because of various reasons. Okay, never mind about that. And then the other thing that you can actually use is like your smartphone. You can, if you have got a smartphone, you just get a phone that you can easily just record with, as long as it's recording in HD and it's able to record audio. And then if in terms of actually editing the video content, you want to use a program, for example, with like Adobe Premiere Pro, which can be used for editing videos. If you're using Mac, I think there's a Final Cut. There's iMovies. I'm not sure whether iMovies is still there, but on my Mac, I usually use Final Cut, though I usually prefer to use Premiere Pro when I'm using my Windows PC. And then there's PowerPoint. If you want to use PowerPoint presentations, for example, if you want to create a presentation like this, it would be good if you take the time to actually create PowerPoint presentations. I didn't do that. I mentioned that earlier on. And then for recording your screen, you want to use a software which is called Camtasia or you want to use Zoom. Camtasia, I'm not too sure on the pricing. I've used it before. I've used Corel Video Studio, but currently for recording this video, I'm using Zoom because I'm testing it out to see whether it's something that I can recommend to people. And I think it's something that I definitely am going to recommend to people, as it is free to use. It will cut down on your expenses from the other different things that you will need to have for you to sell courses online. And I'm just about to get into those. If you have any questions about equipment, let me know in the comment section and I'll make sure that I answer about that. Okay, and then the next step is that you want to upload your course content into the hosting website. You want to have a website where your course is actually going to live, or where people can actually find your course, log in and engage in the material that you have created. So you have got the option to self-host or use a course marketplace like Udemy or Skillshare. And what I recommend myself is that you actually go the route of self-hosting, and I'm going to explain why right now. And so let me start off maybe talking about like a platform like Udemy. Udemy basically allows you to upload your content onto their website. And what they're going to do is that they're going to market your course for you. They're going to allow you to use their website, right? And yeah, those are the main benefits of using a platform like Udemy. But unfortunately, they run specific promotions almost every single month, which means that your course, if they're going to market it for you, you can keep it. They have a cap of, you can't sell your course for more than $200, unless that has changed. I haven't been there in a while, but you can't sell your course for more than $200. But their promotions usually result in you selling your course from between $10 to $50, which is not really a lot of money. And after that, they actually take half. If they make money from selling your course, they take half whatever it is that you sold your course for. And the other thing that I don't like about a platform like Udemy is they bring in the students, right? So you don't necessarily get the students' email addresses. They're not yours to keep. For example, now, if you want to sell another course or maybe upsell them to something else, you can't exactly do it because you don't have the emails. You don't have that relationship with your students. They just buy your course and benefit from your course. And you can try and meet somewhere else, but not through the platform. So when you're selling courses on your own platform, or you create your own platform, there's a whole lot of better advantages. In that, first and foremost, you are able to build your own email list, which means that you can sell to them anytime, any place, as long as you have got something that they find interesting and they actually want from you, right? So then you can price it at any price. You're not limited. You can sell courses at $2,000. You can sell courses at $15,000. You can sell courses at $10. It's really up to you and exactly the plan that you have. And so, full disclaimer, I am what you call a Kajabi partner. In other words, I kind of work with Kajabi such that if I tell you about Kajabi and you decide to use it, they pay me a commission. And it's at no expense to you. Kajabi is a platform that I actually recommend that you use to set up your own course website. And the main reason why is because Kajabi is an online all-in-one platform, which is specifically for people who want to sell courses online. So in other words, it will help you to get the best results that you can get as a course creator. It's specifically designed for people who want to sell courses online. And so some of the things that you need in your website, it's like a website members area where people can actually log in and access your course. Before that, they even have to find a sales page whereby they can read about your course and then click on the button for them to purchase, right? Which will then lead them to a checkout page where they can enter their credit card details. And that's going to be integrated into whether you're using PayPal or you're going to be using Stripe. But even before we get there, you need to get people to your website, right? And the best way to get people to your website is by having their emails, capturing their emails, nurturing them. So you're going to have to create a lead magnet, something that's enticing, that makes them want to find out more and actually want what you have to offer. You give that to them for free, right? You capture their emails, create a sequence of emails that you can keep marketing to them, telling them about your course until they get to a point whereby they feel they know you, they like you, and they trust you. and they're actually willing to buy your course. All these things that I'm mentioning here, they're all found inside of Kajabi, right? So it's part of the Kajabi package. It's a monthly thing that you just have to pay for it every single month, and it works for you. Now, a lot of people will say, nah, I'd rather do this for myself. I'd rather just go and build my own website with what's this, something like WordPress, and then I'll use MailChimp for my emails and stuff like that, because it's free up to 2,000 emails. And then it makes sense to say that because you have got time. But if you're someone who wants to start making profit as soon as possible, it makes better sense to jump into Kajabi, because it's going to save you your time and it's going to save you your money. Because I guarantee when you take all that time to go and try and learn how to build a website for yourself, it's still going to cost you time and money. Why? Because eventually you're going to realize that in order to build the type of website that you need, you're going to have to pay for templates. You're going to have to then pay for landing pages and opt-in pages and email automation and stuff like that. So, and then the integration and the plugins, you still need to pay for them, such that it becomes more. And in fact, I'm actually going to be creating another video, and I'll probably link into it in the description sometime in the future, so that you can be able to compare whether it makes sense to build your own website or to actually use an all-in-one platform like Kajabi. So what I've done here is that in the description, I've put a link that you can click on for you to actually get a free trial of Kajabi for 28 days. There it says 21 days, but it's actually for 28 days. And you can just try it out. If you like it, you can choose to continue using it. If you don't like it, just let it go. But basically, this is what I'm saying to you. If you are willing to try Kajabi and then you decide that, you know what, Kajabi is actually for you, I'm actually willing to give you free consultation on how to set it up and to launch your course. I'm going to consult with you for free. I'm just going to get into one session with you, about an hour or an hour and a half, depending on how well we're able to make progress on that call. But I'm going to basically help you, walk you through Kajabi and help you and walk you through how you can launch your course as soon as possible. And then I'm going to give you plug and play done for you website templates, so that rather than you trying to figure out how this whole thing called Kajabi works, I'll just give you the same templates that I use so that you can set up your website fast and easily, right? All you have to do is just work on the words that you want in there in terms of like the copy, and then like your colors and your logos, stuff like that. And then I'll then give you access to my own course, which is called the Course Launch Blueprint, which is a training valued at $197, which teaches you specifically how to launch a course online fast. And so that's what I'm going to be giving you if you decide to use Kajabi. All the details, I'm going to put them in the descriptions section of this video. The next point is launching. How exactly do you get your first students, right? So there are about 5 launch strategies that I teach, but I'm going to make the assumption that people watching this are just starting out. I'm going to make the assumption that maybe you've never heard of these different ones, or maybe you've heard of them, but you want to get the best results fast. All of them, I've worked with them and we've got some great results with them, but I want to focus on teaching people who are just starting out and give you my best recommendation. And that one is what I call a beta launch. And I'm going to explain that one in more detail. But just to give you a heads up on the other different types of ones, there's the beta launch, and then there's the webinar launch. It's self-explanatory, whereby you create a webinar, people come to your webinar, you give them great value, then at the end, you then give them an offer and say that, okay, I've actually got this course. Do you want it? Yes or no? People choose to buy or they choose not to buy. Then the next one is email series launch. For example, you create a lead magnet, something that people really want and is enticing to them. And then once they come into your email, they jump into a sequence of emails whereby you're marketing to them, giving them different value over a period of time until you then tell them that you've got this course which is available. Then the next one is 5-day challenges. This is basically, for example, you calling people and telling them that I've got a Facebook group that I'm opening up for 5 days. It's going to teach you how to get this specific result. If you're interested, just click on this link to join. People join the group, and then for 5 days, you're doing Facebook Lives, and you are just giving them valuable information, helping them and actually teaching them. And then the next one is value video launch. This one works similar to the 5-day challenge, but it's just 3 videos that are pre-recorded that you create that will bring the biggest impact to your audience. In other words, you help them to get a specific result over 3 videos, but you don't share them all at once. You share them over 3 different days. And so this is actually one of the most effective ways that I actually recommend that people launch their courses. You just share your videos over 3 different days. In fact, I'm going to be creating another training specifically about how to launch. So let me just not go into too much detail about that. So I was talking about the best way for you to actually launch, especially now if you are starting out. All of them, these different methods that I mentioned, they all have got one thing in common, and that's content. You have to give great content to people. And so the way the beta launch also works is that it works by content. What you just do basically is that you are consistently sharing some valuable information to a specific audience, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, wherever. It doesn't have to be a big audience. It just can be a small number of people. And then what you then do is that you reach out to that small number of people. After they started, they have been consistently receiving your information. You reach out to them and let them know that, hey, you know what? I'm planning on launching a course on this particular topic. Are you interested in jumping into this course? And then you tell them something like, okay, you know what, this course is going to be like $1,000, but I'm looking for people who are going to be founding members. In other words, you're going to help me to build up the course. We're going to do this and do that and do this, and then you paint the whole picture. And so if you decide to join in with me, rather than buying it for $1,000, I'm going to sell it to you maybe at $250 or maybe $497. Are you in or you're out? Because as people have been receiving information from you consistently over a period of time, they know you, they like you, and they trust you, they're more willing to say yes. And remember what I said, it doesn't have to be a big audience. They're more willing to say yes, especially also because your price is at a particular low point. And then therefore they enroll in. And then what you then do is that you haven't created any course material or anything. You've just told them that this is what I want to focus on. And you've come up with an idea of what you're going to be talking about. Now, before you start actually creating the content, you send out a survey and say that, okay, in module 1, I'm going to be teaching on this. And module 1 is going to be, for example, next week, Monday. Please join me live, maybe on Facebook. Then you ask them, what are the things that you want me to cover or you feel are essential for me to talk about? What are the questions that you have? What are your pain points? And then people start telling you the different pain points that they have. And then you take what they say and then you create your course material based on that. One unique part about that is because you answer people's specific problems, it means that you're going to help them get specific results faster, right? Which means that now when people are getting results, you do that for module 1, module 2, module 3, depending on how many modules you have. When you help people get particular results, obviously they're going to give you great testimonials. You're going to help them to get amazing results, which means that later on, once this whole course period has finished, you then can relaunch your course. And now you've got just amazing testimonials. And now you've got proof of concept that your concept actually works because you've gone through it with this small audience. And now you then can reach out to the thousands of people that you want to reach out to. So that's basically the way that the beta launch actually works. And so what type of content should you be creating that's going to attract people? Firstly, educational content, for example, how-to videos. This is a how-to video. This is a how to sell your courses online type of video. Just teach people, create posts, whether it's on YouTube or whatever platform you're using, especially on social media. Just teach people how to get the specific results that they're looking for. Secondly, share your experience. Okay, this is where I was, but this is where I am now, and this is the steps that I did. Just share your experience. Problem-solving content. You know that people have got pain points. Solve their challenges that they're facing by creating content that solves that, and then addressing their pain points. And then bonus, the last step that you want to get to as a course creator is you want to create what is called an evergreen funnel. Basically, an evergreen funnel is whereby you create a course that basically just sells itself. What I just explained to you in the beta course launch is a course that you'll be creating with your audience. One-on-one, you're working with them and then you're creating it together. But if you create an evergreen funnel, it means that you actually record your material, you set it up on the website, and you set up a funnel in a way that people are being attracted, people are being sent emails, people are buying your course, people are learning from your course, people are getting results, and you're getting testimonials. And because of those testimonials, new people are now buying your course, and it becomes like a whole cycle, a whole cycle, a whole cycle. While all that is happening, you're at home, you're sleeping, drinking pina coladas and martinis or whatever it is that you are doing, and it's just happening all by itself. And that's what we call like an evergreen launch. And that's the stage that you want to get to eventually. And I'm going to be creating more material about that in the coming weeks. If that's something that's of interest to you, let me know in the comment section, and I'll make sure that definitely I'm going to be creating that. And so now, just as I bring this to a close, like I mentioned, I help different people to actually set this up for themselves so that they can profit from selling courses online. And so what I've done here is that I've included a link right here at the bottom. If you feel like this is a journey that you want to take and you need me to actually help you, what I'd like to do is I'd love to get into a free consultation call with you, a discovery call, to actually walk you through the process, and we see whether we are a right fit to work together. Because like I mentioned, we actually have a program, and just to take you back to the start, we actually have a program that we run over a 6-week period. That these are the results that one of my clients got over a 6-week period, and we are able to. I can't guarantee you results, but we can guarantee that this is the direction that you're going to be going in, because I guarantee that we know what we are doing. And so I'd love to get onto a call with you, and we see whether we're a right fit to work together to try and help you to start your online course business, launch it, and get you to profit. If it makes sense to you to get on that call, all you have to do is just click on the link in the description section, and it's going to take you to my website where exactly you can actually just book that call, and I'll be able to get on a call with you and then try and help you to actually launch your course. Thank you for watching.